This beer is actually really good. Power of cinema. Discover the world through beer. Welcome to World Beer News. I'm going to be drinking this brutal IPA from Rogue out of Oregon while we check out the best news and reports from around the world this week in beer culture. Notice that background music? That's because New Order, an English rock band formed in 1980, famous for their hit Blue Monday, have partnered with Moorhouse's brewery out of Burnley, UK, to create a golden ale. I bet it tastes like music.
What?
Narragansett Brewing Company has teamed up with Bananagrams in Rhode Island in a tribute to Bananagrams' 100th bananiversary. I don't even know what that is. Molson Coors India has given its 30-year-old Thunderbolt beer brand a top-down packaging redesign. Compare this to Anheuser-Busch's America. Before Molson Coors acquired the, and this is a quote, macho Thunderbolt brand in 2015, the brew, the first strong beer in India at about 6.5% ABV, stood in stores in a generic-looking 650 milliliter amber brown bottle. The brand owners decided to shoot for a more refreshing look. Over in Japan, Akashi Brewery is now offering moe beer for your thirst-quenching otaku needs. Akashi is a city known for having the world's longest suspension bridge and for its kashiyaki, small round dumplings. It's been a leading center of alcohol production in Japan for over 300 years, but you may know Akashi Brewery as one of the very few breweries to win awards at the International Beer Cup that come from outside of America. They'll have 6 different moe characters adorning the labels of their newest beer. Their designs were selected from a contest that was held at Kyoto Institute of Design. Check out the link to rocketnews24.com below for full layouts of the labels. This one here is my current desktop wallpaper. If you live in Alabama, please pay attention. Alabama's alcohol regulators want to know who is buying beer from one of the state's craft breweries and taking it home to drink. They want your information and we don't know why. The Alabama Alcohol Beverage Control Board is considering a new rule that will require brewers to collect the name, address, age, and phone number from anyone and everyone who purchases beer at a brewery for off-premises consumption. That means anything you want to take away from the brewery, you have to give them all your information. The Alabama Brewers Guild, comprised of the state's roughly 24 brewers and brew pubs, said collecting the information would be an administrative nightmare and could pose concerns not just over privacy, but also about potential data breaches and governmental use of the information. The control board itself is neglected to respond to questioning, but it's good to hear though. So if you're in Alabama, you should probably make sure you know what's going on. Global alcoholic beverage company Diageo is changing the name of its Newark-based U.S. beer business from Diageo-Guinness USA to Diageo Beer Company USA. I say global because although Diageo is London-based, it's the product of a 1997 merger between Guinness and Grand Metropolitan. It sells its products in over 180 countries and has offices in about 80 countries worldwide. It's the world's largest producer of spirits, point blank. They have Smirnoff, which is the world's best-selling vodka, Johnny Walker, which is the world's best-selling blended Scotch whiskey, Bailey's, best-selling liquor, and Guinness, which is one of the top-selling beers in the world as well. Most of Diageo's beer sales, though, come from Africa. Guinness is massive over there. The company also announced several new collaborations and products, including partnering with drinks architect Steve Grass to create a crafted hard soda line called Quaker City Malting Co. They're going to be collaborating with sports radio host Boomer Asen and Craig Carton to create a new limited release Smithwick's line to support a charitable partner and launch a new Smirnoff spiked sparkling seltzer line. Oh yeah, look forward to that. Beervana starts on Friday. Beervana is when the craft beer capital of New Zealand embraces all their beer-loving communities in a big bearded beer hug. Sadly though, up to 20 kegs and 1,000 bottles of award-winning beer have been stolen from a warehouse outside of Wellington. Brewer Kelly Ryan said a lot of the stolen stock was being stored in preparation for the Brewers Guild Beer Awards in October, and it cannot be recreated in time. The owner of the lockup said it was the first time that they had a theft in 10 years, and he said that they're bloody strong padlocks that they had to bash to get in, and that they would have needed a van to carry it all out. So unfortunately there is no CCTV, but you won't be getting much of that beer at Beervana this year. Happier news to follow up on a story we did a couple weeks ago. There was a brewery in New Zealand who was using the names of some Maori ancestors without consulting any of the native leaders in any way, and there was a bit of an outcry. And they apparently have apologized and made a formal statement to do so and are changing their branding. So it'd be Rheonix Incorporated. A developer of fully automated molecular testing solutions announces the launch of its beer SpoilerAlert that's trademarked. It's for the Encompass Optimum workstation. Anyway, it's a fully automated system for detecting beer spoilage organisms and at the same time detecting microorganisms and hop-resistant genes. So they're going to be showcasing this new technology that could really cut down on infections in your beers at the World Brewing Congress, August 13th through 17th in Denver, Colorado. So that's interesting. There was a great article over at Vice Munchies about Sahti beer. If you don't know what that style is, then oh goodness, you are in luck. Go check out the article, it's really cool. It's a very old style of Finnish beer. It's brewed using juniper branches. It's usually rather high in alcohol, low in carbonation. It's got some fruity flavors to it. The bottle that I got sent over from the brewer that's talked about in the beginning of the article, it came in a clear plastic bottle. And when I asked my Finnish friend what it said on the back, he translated a little bit, but then he just said, "This is the beer you drink at weddings and shit your pants." So, history of that beer, huh? Instead of complaining about the rain, some Amsterdam residents decided to take advantage of the extra water. The team boiled the water and filtered it to make sure it was clean, and then they made a beer. They started making this blonde beer called Hemelswater. I don't know what the accent sounds like. It means heavenly water in Dutch. It's almost entirely sold out, so you won't be able to get any, but it's interesting that in Amsterdam they're using their unreasonably large amounts of rainfall this year to make beer. Good ideas. Last thing on the list, but not the least.
The trophy for the Sjporr challenge.
Because I know you're excited about this one. Basically, you just brew yourself a session beer with a max of 4.5% ABV, and then you're going to send it in to these little hubs, and then we're all going to judge them. Registration is open until the 27th of August. This is a really great thing, people. If you homebrew, just pull one out. I know you've got a sessionable beer sitting around somewhere. Throw it in. So the coolest part about the challenge is the judging. Every brewer that participates is also a judge. The brewer ships however many beers they want to the local hub, and apparently this year there's interest from China and Indonesia and Israel, which sounds super interesting. There's going to be beers from all over the world. Basically, the hubs then take all those beers, they break them down, they ship them to different different beers back to the brewer. That way the judging is done by your peers. So the BJCP guidelines are used, obviously, as a guideline as they should be, and to educate on the different styles. So there'll be more on the website, check that out. You can check out the promotional video, and also, little added bonus, you can check out a video of me, my friend Anthony, and Brian Mucciati as we review one that Brian did in like 2014.
Oh, you just have to get it off a second and then you can open it.
Come on.
You need a
Use the other bed.
plate.
Hold on. It's a Baltic water.
Drink, so.
Sold. Flavor out of 20? 17?
17, yeah.
17. Pro 32 NZ. Great beer.
You never do anything fun. Now, that's it for World Beer News. Thanks for watching.